Good day everyone, I am Princess Faith Maignos, the last reporter of Group 5, and my topic is just a continuation of Ms. Bataycan's report, which is the challenges of nation building in Africa and the Middle East. But my topic is more on ga-focus siya sa Middle East. So now, let's start first to the crescent of conflict. Ayatollah Ruhollah, an Islamic religious figure and leader of the 1979 revolution, emphasized the Muslim unity despite of the geographical and political differences. Some dismiss his statement as idealistic. It illustrates a crucial concept in the Middle Eastern political dynamics. So, if the concept of cultural uniqueness represents an alternative to the system of nation-state in Africa, then the desire for Muslim unity plays a similar role to the Middle East. The September 11, 2001 attacks by Muslim militant Al-Qaeda led by Osama bin Laden was an example of a dramatic, powerful force of pan-Islamic sentiment. So now, what were the sources of the Muslim anger? In a speech released on a videotape shortly after the attack, bin Laden declares that the attack were a response to the humiliation and disgrace that affected the Islamic world for more than 80 years. Next, the question of Palestine. Palestine was the question on which all Muslim states in the area could agree. Tensions between Jews and Arabs in Palestine escalated during the 1930s, with British limiting the Jewish immigrations and rejecting independence proposal despite the Balfour Declaration promise. Balfour Declaration was a British statement which is ilahang isupport ang establishment sa nation home para sa mga Jewish people sa Palestine. So after the World War II, Jewish refugees wanted migration to Palestine, increasing the Arab and British opposition. Violence intensified, leading to the UN General Assembly to approve the partition of Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states in 1947. Nasser and Pan-Arabism. Egypt, despite not being an Arab state, found itself in a difficult position during the Palestine conflict. King Farouk, who initially declared support to the Arab cause, faced a domestic dissatisfaction due to corruption. In 1952, a military coup led by young officers overthrew Farouk. Colonel Gamal Abdul Nasser emerged a prominent figure, adopting a neutral foreign policy while sympathizing with the Arab cause. In 1956, Nasser nationalized the Suez Canal. British, French, and Israel saw a threat to their route to the Indian Ocean, so they launched a joint attack to protect their investment. However, US viewed the attack as colonialism, supported Nasser, and led to the withdrawal of foreign forces from Egypt and Israeli troops from Sinai Peninsula. The United Arab Republic. Nasser embraced Pan-Arabism, culminating in the formation of UAR, or the United Arab Republic, with Syria in 1958. The Ba'ath Party proposed this union aiming for socialist unity among the Arab states. However, suspicions from other Arab leaders, particularly those with oil weight, led to the dissolution of UAR. Nasser continued to pursue Pan-Arabism, sponsoring the establishment of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, or the PLO, in 1964 to advocate for Palestinian interests. Under the Egyptian sponsorship, the PLO asserted the Palestinian right to statehood in the former British mandate. Concurrently, the PLO-affiliated guerrilla movement Al-Fatah, led by Yasser Arafat, initiated a terrorist attack on Israeli territory. The Arab-Israeli dispute. Growing Arab hostility was a constant threat to the security of Israel. Israel faced a constant threat to its security due to the Arab hostility, while striving itself to establish a democratic and modern Jewish homeland. However, internal divisions within the population posed challenges, with European immigrants leaning towards secular and socialist views, contrasting with conservative Middle Eastern immigrants. The country also accommodated Christian and Muslim Palestinians. To manage these diverse interests, Israel established the Knesset, a parliamentary system with proportional representation. The Six-Day War. In 1967, Egypt leader Nasser tried to gain support from the Arab world by blocking Israeli ships in the Gulf of Aqaba. Worried about being isolated, Israel launched an airstrikes. They took control of the Sinai Peninsula, parts of Jordan, including the Jerusalem and Syrian areas. The Six-Day War increased Israel's territory and added 1 million of Palestinians to its borders. Nasser died in 1970 and Anwar al-Sadat became Egypt's new leader. In 1973, on the Jewish holiday Yom Kippur, Egypt and Syria attacked Israel. Despite the initial Arab successes, Israel managed to regain some lost ground. The Camp David Agreement. After becoming U.S. President in 1976, Jimmy Carter worked towards a peace deal where Israel would return territories taken from the 1967 war and Arab countries would recognize Israel. In 1978, Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin met with Carter at Camp David. They agreed that Israel would withdraw from Sinai but not from the other occupied areas unless other Muslim countries recognized Israel. However, the promise of the Camp David wasn't fulfilled. Sadat's assassination in 1981 by Islamic militants was one of the reasons. The PLO and the Intifada. On 1980, tumaas ang militansya ng Palestinian na humahantong din sa tumataas na kaguluhan and what was popularly labeled the Intifada among PLO supporters living in Israel. In 1996, national election brought Benjamin Netanyahu to power. The death of PLO leader Yasser Arafat in 2004 and Mahmoud Abbas' replacement raised modest hopes for peace talks.
However, Hamas' victory in 2005 hardened attitudes and prospects for a two-state solution are now distant.
Revolution in Iran. In the late 1970s, led by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, faced growing unrest despite its status as a wealthy oil-exporting nation and a key ally of the United States.
The Shah aimed for modernization through social and economic reforms with U.S. support. However, underlying issues persisted. Religious discontent emerged as many devout Muslims opposed the perceived moral decline associated with westernization. The fall of Shah. Amidst growing unrest and worker strikes, the government collapsed in 1979, leading to the establishment of an Islamic Republic under Khomeini's guidance.
The revolution depicted in the United States as a symbol of corruption and oppression in the eyes of Khomeini and his followers. Despite a slight moderation under President Mohammad Khatami in the late 1990s, repression intensified under Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, marked by censorship, purge, and nuclear program controversies. The vision of Saddam Hussein.
In 1980, charging Iran for having violated a territorial agreement, Saddam launched an attack on his neighbor.
The Iraq-Iran War, marked by brutality, lasted nearly a decade until a ceasefire in 1988. Despite an exhaustion, Saddam's territorial ambitions